What's up, guys? Welcome to the world's greatest sports betting show. I'm your host, John Heislip, joined as always by my friend, the incredibly talented Matthew Modi. What's up, dude?
I'm doing great. All I gotta say is thank you to John Morant. Came through last night, had a profitable day. Didn't happen when I was awake, but that's cool. So I'm doing great.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I had a really good day. It could have been better with Zach Edey double-double. But DeJounte Murray, 10-plus assists. He got there late, man, but that rotation was weird. I wanted to ask you, potential assist. I don't know. Maybe I do know this or don't know this. It says, since the beginning of time, I've always wondered, potential assists are not actual assists. Is that correct? The reason I asked that is because a lot of times you'll see a guy have one potential assist, but also 3 assists.
Okay, I have never seen that. So I was going to say that potential assists also includes plays that are actually assists.
Okay.
So I've never seen the more assists than potential. That would obviously be a hole in my argument, but I always thought it was like a potential assist does include when actual assists happen.
Here I'll find one. It happens. It's not that rare, obviously, because it wouldn't make sense. Hang on, I'll find an example. But it makes me wonder how that's possible.
According to Google, potential assists capture both made and missed shots, as opposed to just
Because DeJounte Murray had 18 potentials last night,
and then he broke his freaking hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know that? Yeah, obviously it doesn't matter.
When did he do that?
At the end of the game, he's out for like a month.
He broke his hand?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know when it happened. I just woke up. Unless I just made it up and had a dream, I'm pretty sure he broke his hand. Yeah, will miss extended. Fractures hand in Pelicans debut, will miss extended time.
Wow.
So, hey, you got your win. You got your win, though.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. All right, so immediately that's the name of the game in the NBA. Who takes his spot? And how many assists is that guy going to get? Yeah, all right. So anyways, we'll go through the sorry about that, DeJounte Murray. Thank you for getting the 10 assists before you broke your hand. Plus 270. I only had plus 200 at FanDuel, and then I had Edey double-double, a $25 Valley bet bonus bet. That's how you use those. At least that's how I use them. And then I also did, not on the show, so I won't talk about it yet. We'll talk about it later on when we talk about strategy. But what did you have? Maxey, he did not happen.
Nope.
Caldwell Pope, KCP did not happen. That was a half unit from you, though, right?
They were both actually a half unit.
Oh, both were?
Morant,
yeah.
Okay. So I ended up making money yesterday, despite going 1 for 3. I ended up making money.
Hey, that's the name of the game. That's why you pay attention to the price, because you can finagle winning days out of losing records, which is why records literally mean nothing in
could not matter betting. Less.
But I don't know, man. I'm just I'm kind of fired up tonight, but I'm kind of not, because I think I cracked the code. I'm almost sure I did. But more than crack, I don't even know what you call it. It's like something that was better than cracking the code, but whatever that is, I did that. Because yesterday I was just looking at lines, just like I do, and then I saw it was later in the day, so I see Jalen Wilson, I believe the kid's name is, Summer League MVP. I saw him at 10+ points, plus 330. Now the Nets, I think we're playing the Hawks. Fast pace, all that stuff. And Wilson, is a scorer. So the idea of 10+ points in a fast-paced game, they play. You know what I'm saying? Backups do. And then also, too, if the Hawks were to run them out of the gym, which was definitely on the table, then Wilson plays more. And it's like you just got 10+ points for plus 330. Which, that doesn't match up to me, especially, like I said, you got a scorer, blah, 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 blah. The Nets did not get run out of the gym, but the good news is Jalen Wilson played 33 minutes, Matt.
It's pretty good.
33 minutes. So you're telling me I can bet a guy that plays 33 minutes to score 10-plus points and you'll give me plus 330? That's a joke. He ended up only shooting the ball 7 times. My guy made his free throws, though. 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 2 for 5 from 3, ended up with 16 points. So the 15 plus 1,300 bet would have cashed too.
Yep.
But I mean,
yeah, I was close to taking, we talked about it, Cam Thomas. It was just a little too rich for my blood, and then he ends up with 36.
Yeah, now he's a scorer. I mean, that was the environment for him to do it. But like I said, dude, there's blowouts, man. I hear people complain about it on Twitter all the time. All the time. It's another blowout, and it's because they had a marquee player that didn't play the fourth quarter because his team's getting their asses kicked. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the handicap. Like, we have to do that. We have to at least consider, like, hey, is there going to be a blowout here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the familiar symptoms of a blowout? You know what I mean? Like, and how likely is it? Now, I'm not saying you're going to call it every time. I'm not saying that. Like, we're all going to fall victim to that. Like, that's going to happen, I promise you. But I'm just saying you can combat it by having a second unit guy in there. And I think early in the season is the time to strike while the iron's hot, because the books do not know who is, like, we don't even know who starts for some of these teams.
Yeah.
Like tonight, we'll go over in a second the Spurs. We have no idea. Literally, I have no idea. Like, I know certain 2 guys who are going to start, 3 guys, but like, is it going to be the Branham kid or I don't want to say his name on Champagne, him too. So yeah, is it going to be him? You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know. But yeah, I think that's a valid way to beat up on these sports books, because again, like, there's so much uncertainty right now, and you want to go after those high plus money for low bar type.
Yeah. Makes sense at the beginning of the year for sure.
Yeah. I mean, later on, it's going to be tougher because the books are going to price it. Like, you're going to see a backup 14.5.
Yeah.
Minus 110. Like, well, that's no longer something I'm interested in. But early on, I think that's the way to do it. But the problem is, we don't see a lot of those lines at the time we're recording these shows. So it's not necessarily something that we can actually give out here, which is another reason why to follow us on Twitter. You know, that way you can stay up to date or watch the later live stream. But I'm just saying, though, that's a valid strategy.
100%.
Very valid. All right. So let's get started. I'll be quite honest with you. I don't have a ton of – oh, dude, they're calling me, dude. Oh, dude, already. That sucks. But, yeah, we're going to start. I don't have a ton in NBA right now, but I do have the play of the century in NFL, and I can't wait to talk about that. So we will talk about that in a second.
I think I know what your play of the century is for the NFL. It's a total guess, but I think I know what it is. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right.
Okay. I like it. I like people guessing on stuff. It's always fun to guess. What do you got for the Washington Wizards, Boston Celtics?
So that was the one game I didn't have anything on, unfortunately. I mean, the Celtics just literally tied the record for most three-pointers made in a single game. It was like opening night coming off of winning a title. This is a Wizards team that, if we're going off of last year's data, didn't give up any, like, it was an all-you-can-eat buffet going to the rim, so they didn't give up any three-pointers. Point guard assists, guys going to the rim would be plays, which would lead you to like Jaylen Brown points or maybe some like Jason Tatum assists. But new head coach, they got Valanciunas, different roster. So like, I'm not putting really any emphasis on last year's data for the Wizards. So for that reason, I'm out.
All right. Yeah, I have nothing here. What we were just talking about, the backups are definitely in play for the Wizards and possibly Celtics. A Peyton Pritchard 10-plus line kind of makes sense after he embarrassed himself the other night from behind the three-point line. So I feel like that definitely is in play. I'm not saying that's something that I'm doing, but like, that's in play. Jonas, always in play if you know how much he's going to play.
Yeah, which is the concern.
They could easily get run out of the gym tonight.
And the Celtics could play him off the floor because he can't guard the perimeter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yep, exactly. They'd run him right out. So
yeah.
But 15-plus points out of this guy is, hang on, Again, it's not the best idea, but yeah, we don't even have a number for that. That's wild. What is FanDuel doing? We don't get anything for him from FanDuel. Let me check another book real quick.
Some of these books are terrified.
Yeah, so they don't know. That leads me to kind of think, I don't know, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but the second I see that, I'm interested. Why is FanDuel not giving us Jonas?
What do they know?
They know something. What are you doing, FanDuel? Why? Hang on. Yeah, so 15 plus 245 at Caesars and nowhere else. So yeah, there's that. 11.5, so 12 plus is plus 125 at ESPN. I don't know that Jonas doesn't. I mean, again, it's the unknown. I'm not, again, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally what you want to bet on. Like, whenever I hear people say, oh, yeah, I just don't know, you're like, well, I'm not saying you definitely do it, but like, that should get you interested.
That's when you bet the ceiling and the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's either playing 28 minutes or he's playing 5.
Yeah, I mean, he only played 22 against Toronto in the preseason. I mean, you can't really do preseason numbers, obviously.
Yeah, and especially playing time.
Yeah, especially. But I mean, 12 points in 22 minutes, 2 for 4, typical Jonas stuff. So again, he's something to look at. They got that rookie Sar out there.
Yeah,
I want to see numbers on him. Although he kind of embarrassed himself in the preseason
and in summer league too.
Yeah, summer league he was not good. Johnny Davis is another name. So there is stuff. And then once they start playing games against teams that they could actually compete with, Jordan Poole assist.
Okay.
He's an assist guy now. I truly believe that. He is a point guard. I think that he's reached a point in his career where he realizes he's not Steph Curry, and he was never going to be. And I think he's playing point guard now, so maybe he accepts it. So if he accepts that role, I might be in on him as an assist guy. But for tonight, you're going to have to look at bench warmers for the Wizards, and I will go live at 4 today. We're going to hit the tools at OddsJam, which is the screen that you're looking at right now. It's those tools. We're going to run through those to find some bets, and I guarantee you we will talk about Washington Wizards backups that we can possibly get into because, again, these books are going to have them priced very low. It's going to be a very low leverage situation for these guys, right? They're not competing. They're playing in an ass beating, and it turns into like a pickup type game, where it really does, though. You know what I'm saying? Where like, yeah, you got some defense, but you're being defended by a second unit guy.
Yeah.
So we will talk about that, but let's move on. Spurs Mavericks. Anything there? Any interest whatsoever?
Yeah, I did have a play in this one. It's probably my favorite play of the 3. I still only hit it for a half unit because like I'm just not going to find myself down 6 units because I played the beginning of the season too heavy. But I do really responsible unit sizing.
I know.
I had so Luka Doncic assist is where I went in this one.
Let's see.
So again, we're going off of last year's data, but it's a similar coaching staff. Like the roster is basically the same. We don't know who's going to play the minutes, which is really the only unknown. But the biggest addition is Chris Paul, who's obviously not going to reflect anything defensively. And last year, the Spurs, we're absolutely an assist play for guys like Luka Doncic. They gave up the most points per game to pick and roll man, tied with the Detroit Pistons. And Luka, he ran the 4th most pick and rolls last year, averaged the 4th most drives, averaged the most assists out of drives in the NBA. So like if you're looking at like who's the roll man in this situation, I kind of like Derek Lively points. I didn't want to take both because actually, so the odds are actually better. I got him at -105 at ESPN Bet. It's not plus 102 at FanDuel, which I admittedly don't love. I don't like it when it moves against me.
Yeah,
but you can get the plus 105 at FanDuel for a better price. I still like the play. And so, yeah, if it's a roll man, it could be Lively. That's who I would guess, but I didn't want to mess with like Lively or Gafford. And I also like the fact that like the Mavericks revamped their shooting around Luka Doncic. They added Klay Thompson, who might be washed, but he can always catch and shoot. They added Quentin Grimes.
Grimes
can catch and shoot. And already have like PJ Washington, who showed that he can shoot in the playoffs last year. Like the Spurs didn't give up a ton of catch and shoot 3-point attempts last year, so I'm not expecting like them to just light him up from three. But you add that with the lob threat, I think he could get a ton of assists against them. And last year, in 3 or 4 games, he had 10 plus assists. The only time he played the Spurs after the All-Star break or the trade deadline, I mean, which is when their like team was completely revamped, he had 16 assists on 20 potential assists. And overall, in the 4 games against the Spurs, he had 18.75 potential assists. So I like Luka to get to 10.
Yeah, the volume's definitely there. Like, definitely there for that. This is another one. I'm not that worried about a blowout here, but bro, it's the Spurs. I mean, like, what do we expect? Like,
yeah,
the one thing that I did like was Julian Champagnie.
Okay.
I like his. You're gonna laugh. First quarter points, 2.5 minus 102 at FanDuel.
So it just makes a 3-pointer.
Yep. He's been a 3-point guy all summer long. The problem is he's going to play 6 minutes in the first quarter, whether he starts or not. I don't even know that he's going to start, but he's being listed. So everything that you can read about the Spurs that's been put out there, media-wise, has Malachi Brannon starting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he started, but the books have Champagnie's first quarter numbers, and they have his points. So that leads me to believe they know.
The books always know.
The books know. So
yep.
minus 102 for 3 points in the first quarter. I think you start going go through each guy. Is it going to be Chris Paul? Is he going to lead the charge shooting? You know what I mean?
Yeah, first quarter assists on Chris Paul, because that would be a play.
Yep. Do you see what I'm saying, though? Like, so
there's
one guy that's probably not going to be scoring. Wemby doesn't totally look for a shot. I mean, he's going to, I'm sure. Is it going to be Harrison Barnes? Is he going to be, like, falling over people to take shots? Like, I don't know. I think it's Champagnie. I think he's, like, the alpha type scorer for the Spurs. So I think all I'm saying is I think we're going to get attempts out of him. And that's all we're going after here. Like, we can't really go after anything else.
Yeah.
Obviously, but is there such thing as first quarter assist?
There is,
because it's not at FanDuel, and I don't. Yeah,
it's up a little. Up, yeah, there you go. Yep. It's Caesars.
Jesus. Caesars has 3 of them though.
2.5 is kind of crazy.
That is insane, especially since Pop's rotation could be 6 minutes a guy. Like, he could trot out like 10 people in the first quarter. He really could, dude. Like, it's not the normal, like, you find a guy that is going to play 10 of those minutes. It's one thing I want to get back into is first quarter. I truly believe first quarter is just markets that you can just beat to death.
I agree.
I truly believe that, because if you know what a team is going to try to attack with, and then, like, because the game kind of comes to these teams, obviously, because it's a long game, but, like, the first quarter is one, like, what they're going to come out and try and do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times you're betting into, like, oh, is this guy going to get an assist? Is he going to get 2? You know what I mean? But 3 is a little too much for me. So I'm out.
Yeah, that's a little too rich for my blood.
Yeah. I would just say I think this dude, Champagnie, I think he can get over 2.5 points in the first quarter at basically even money. Count me in for that. I haven't done it yet, but I'm strong maybe.
Strong maybe. I like it.
Yep. Again, 4 p.m. today on this channel, there will be us hitting buttons, and I am getting into some bets soon. Like, we will be hitting buttons, though, at 4, and I will show you everything I bet throughout the day. I just want to get more clarity on a lot of this stuff, but these are what we're thinking right now. So let's move on to the next game. Thunder Nuggets.
Yeah, you're going to laugh at me. I got a 3-point prop on this one. It's the only one I'm playing today.
Christ. You can't quit, huh?
Well, so listen, I'm 0 for 3 on 3-point props, which means I've never been more due to hit one of these.
You're due.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm only playing one today. That's it. I have to get my fix somehow. But the guy I went with, it goes into your category of new guy or guy in a new role. It's Christian Brown. He's plus 220 to make 2 3-pointers. And if you go off last year's data, he should be plus 500 to make 2 3-pointers because he only literally averaged 2 a game. But he only played 20 minutes a game. He's taken the KCP role. Like, they literally just like slotted him in to just like, this is now your role. What KCP did, this is your role. And he led the Nuggets in corner 3-point attempts in the preseason. Now, he only made 1 of them, which isn't great, but all we can bet on are the attempts, right? That's
Correct.
what we always say. We can only bet on the attempts. And like I said, he led the Nuggets in corner 3-point attempts in the preseason. Again, he only made 1, but that's fine. The reason why the corner 3-point attempts matters is because last year, the Thunder allowed literally the most corner 3-point attempts per game in the entire NBA. 2 years ago, they were second in the NBA in corner 3-point attempts allowed. It's just a defensive philosophy for the Thunder. But the thing is, they don't leave good shooters open. They're not going to leave Michael Porter Jr. open from the corner. They're not going to leave Jamal Murray, even though he's not really a corner 3 guy. But what they do is they find guys whose jump shot they don't respect, and they just leave them wide open. Last year, the Thunder allowed the 4th most open 3-point attempts in the NBA, which defined on NBA.com as 4 to 6 feet of space. So they're going to leave Christian Brown wide open in the corner. He's going to take probably 4 to 5 of those shots. We just need him to make 2, and we're cashing plus 220 odds is what I got it at. It looks like it's plus 210 now, which I would obviously still take it there. I only put 0.35 units on this one. I unit-sized even down below the half unit because I wanted to be a little bit safer. But yeah, I think it's a good play. And plus 220 is crazy for someone that's going to play the KCP role. And he's white. So like, he's got to be a good shooter.
Threes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to come on the floor, everybody would say,
shooter.
Watch the shooter. I'm just like, dude, joke's on you guys because I can't shoot. You know what I mean? I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, so for that reason, he definitely looks like a 3-point shooter. I'm waiting on Julian Strawther numbers to come out. I want to see what they're going to price that kid at. He is a scorer and a half, like maybe almost 2 scores. Like, he's just that kid looked good. Like, I couldn't even believe what I was watching. I was like, oh my God, like the Nuggets they can just keep scoring on you. So we'll see what his numbers come out at. Also, I'm kind of borderline interested in SGA's assist.
Okay.
I still kind of want to, I don't know. I want to see more, but I mean, Denver wasn't a team that you targeted last year in that, but they're not a team to stay away from either for assist. I mean, 63% last season opponent assists per field goal made. That is pretty high. The highest there was Chicago. They were at 68%. So it's not that much more. You know what I mean? When you're talking about lower ones, the lowest was 55%.
It's pretty low.
Yeah, so you're more towards the top there, so you can get your assist. And I think he's going to play that role with no Giddey. I think that's going to be something that he's asked to do, to play make and not just score. So we'll see. I mean, this is a big-ass game, even though it's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty much both of these teams project to go into the playoffs, maybe or expected to make deep runs. You know what I mean? Their fan bases are wanting to see something. So open night, we'll see what we get. But SGA's assist, let me just make sure I have the right screen up. Yeah. It looked like 6.5. So 7+ was going to be plus 116 at Caesars. Looks like the best one. You know me, I would always say, whenever I hear that, I say, what's 8+? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See
a little weird.
What we're going there with. So plus 180 for 8+ at Caesars. Looks like 205 at Fliff. I wouldn't do that. Plus 190 at FanDuel. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying SGA might be an assist guy.
Instead of a points guy?
Yeah, he might be both. You know what I mean? Like kind of like a Luka type. You know what I'm saying? But not quite Luka, but like what's expected of him is you're not just there to dump 40 on these people tonight. Like you're a point guard. You're supposed to distribute. So he had 5 assists against these guys in 19 minutes. 5 assists in 19 minutes. Do the math. He's going to be on the floor for a while tonight. Like a while.
36 minutes.
So he's going to play. The only thing I hate, and I hate, is I like to have my assist guys at home just because the other guys tend to, your 3-pointer in the corner, that guy, he's probably better at home. You know what I'm saying? Than away.
Sure.
But at the same time, because those are free assists. Like when you just kick it out to some dude that's standing there wide open, like that shouldn't be an assist, but it is. Do you know what I mean? Like all you did was just throw it to the guy that's
wide open.
Yeah, like you didn't pass him open. He was standing there already. So, but whatever. But anyways, I still think 8+ assists is in play, definitely, and especially at that price. Those 5 assists in those 19 minutes in the preseason, again, doesn't matter at all, but I'm just going to keep bringing it up. That was in Denver. You know what I mean? That was there. We all saw it. He had 6 assists in 18 minutes in a game against Houston, and he had 1 assist in a game against Atlanta, which that kind of sucks. But again, I think he's definitely playing more of a point guard role. So point SGA, and it's plus 190. Let's move on. Unless you got anything else there?
Well, I wanted to get your opinion. Did you put any thought into Jamal Murray assists?
Kind of. I'm scared of his assists. I feel like nothing.
He's not really an assist guy.
Exactly. Nothing much has changed about his role either.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 feels like I just think the books can price him.
I think that's accurately priced. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that they have just good enough data to price him, and then I don't know that the Thunder are necessarily a team that you're like, yo, I gotta target again. I mean, I guess like they are an assist team. Like, yeah. They're the top 5 in my book in assist. Like, so yeah, if you wanted Murray at 6+,
plus money.
Yeah, I mean it's plus 105, somewhere in there. Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah,
I think they definitely have ways to price him, which I hate.
Plus 108, yeah.
Yeah, and then whatchamacallit, Joker eats in.
Yeah, that's also the problem is
weird
Jokic.
Situation.
Yeah.
All right, final game of the night, Timberwolves and Kings. I am 100% out. I think it's going to be a good game, but I like to target where I have advantages. I don't feel like I have the biggest advantage. The Kings are an assist team, so we could target them there. Definitely they're an assist team. So when I say assist team, you can target the other point guard or someone on the other team to get assist against them. But I definitely think they are one. I don't know that Minnesota is one. They're not one, but they just, like I said, they don't jump off as somebody. But then we're going to run into the problem that we had the other night with the Timberwolves. Who is their assist guy? It's probably Edwards. He had 11 potentials, but it's 5.5.
Wait, where do you see potential? Because I couldn't find potential for that game.
NBA.
So
NBA.com has it.
Is that like, when did you last look? Was that recent? Because I checked
morning.
this morning. All right. Well, because did you look at DiVincenzo? Because I wanted to see, like, did he actually get any meaningful potential assists?
6 potentials. Ended with 3.
Okay. That's not terrible, but it's not
yeah,
great.
it's not you bet him at 4. You know what I mean? It's like you played 33 minutes too to get those 6, which sucks.
Oh, they did add potential. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I went with, I didn't know that he only had, I went DiVincenzo. I went right back to 3.5 assists. I went right back to it. He got 3 in the first quarter and then nothing for the rest of the game. We're getting better price, plus 195 is what it's at on FanDuel.
Still there.
He played 30 minutes. He was 3rd among the guards in terms of total passes. Now, this was before potential assists was out, because when I checked first thing this morning, they were not there. So I'm curious to see. But like only Anthony Edwards and Mike Conley had more passes than and among the guards than Dante DiVincenzo. And it looks like Edwards had 11 potential assists, Randall had 7, and then DiVincenzo had 6. So he had more potential assists than Mike Conley, the starting point guard. The 11 for Edwards is interesting, but his assist prop was what, like 5.5? Like that to me is
it's accurately priced.
Yeah, it's accurately priced, and I don't see any value there. I like the points better for Anthony Edwards. Like I think this Kings defense is going to be terrible. We just don't know where they're going to be terrible yet. Like, they don't have like a single plus defender except for maybe Keegan Murray, but he's more of a shooter than a defender.
I think 3 and D. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, he can play little defense, but I wouldn't categorize him as a plus defender. So
no, I don't know that he follows Edwards around.
Yeah, also that. Yeah, so like all I know is that the Kings defense will be terrible. I just need to know in the manner of which they're terrible, because like if you're running on a lineup with Fox, Sabonis, and DeMar, like that's just like 3 bad defenders that can't really move their feet on defense. Fox is fine; he's just small. DeMar can't move. Sabonis can't move. So you're going to be able to take advantage of them. Again, it's just how they want to be bad, which is why I'm not taking anything with like Edwards points, even though I think that's a good look. But yeah, the DiVincenzo thing, like there's no way I was going to let him get 5 assists and not have that as a bet. So I took 4+. I put a half unit on it at plus 195. Third on the team in potential assists, third on among the guards on passes. Only like Gobert had more passes than him, but his don't count. Like he doesn't have his passes are just kickouts after getting the ball in the pace or in the post. And again, he played 30+ minutes. I'm cool going right back to it.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I wish I had more NBA wise right now. It kind of sucks. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of value in gamblers. Listen to what other gamblers are thinking about and looking at when they break down these matchups, which is why I think we should definitely just keep going game by game on this show for NBA, just so, thoughts can get out there, because it's the NBA is so different than any other sport.
Yeah.
In the sense that things change so much throughout the day, and you need to know what your thought process was on every single game, because news is going to come out at some point. And if you already had your flow chart set for every game, you could just plug, saying the new guy in and take the old guy out. And sometimes that leads you to gold, because you can react faster than the market. So that's why you can't do the strategy of, I'll just wait till news comes out and then I'll evaluate, because by then you're done. You're already cooked. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like the market's going to move against you before you can even make a move. So you better be right. And, we all know how that ends. But yeah, so that's why we'll keep going game by game. I think that was helpful. That was helpful for me. And I think, like I said, since we cracked the code, or whatever better than cracking the code is, we did that with the backups. So I think we got like another couple days of that. So hopefully tomorrow night, there is a chance there's a Friday Millie, but with backups.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Backup Millie parlay on a Friday. Just
Yep. It hits different, man. And then whenever everyone's like, oh, the fucking National Blowout Association's back, we'll be like, yeah, we wanted it to be back.
Yeah, darn right.
Yep. So hopefully that works out. We'll see what happens. But before any of that happens, we have tonight. Tonight there is an NFL game on, and it should be a fun one. And I can't wait to tell everyone what my bet is. And it is my friend, well, not really my friend, I don't know him, but Matthew Stafford, 250 plus passing yards, plus 134 at FanDuel. I'm pulling up right now on OddsJam for the people watching on YouTube, and we'll see where we're at now. I bet this the other day, but it held. It's held this whole time. We'll find out right now. Yikes, it's 115. Oh, that's 240. Okay. Well, I was like, damn, dude. Like, look at me, sharp. All right, it's plus 110 at Ballybet, plus 115, plus 108, plus. All right, so minus 105 at Trash. So plus 108, plus 110 at ESPN Bet. That's what we'll quote for this show. Again, if you had my Dub Club, you got it at plus 138, I believe, or 134, which is not bad. Plus 134 is what I got. But yeah, it's still play at plus 110. I'll still play it there. I think he's going to definitely throw for that. The Vikings are very good against the run. All right. Like this is here. Let me break this shit down real quick. All right. So they're good against the run. All right. We know that. Everyone knows that. And whenever teams can't run, let me tell you how good they are, though. They are fourth. They've given up the 4th fewest rushing yards to running backs this season. And Stafford is not a threat to run it himself, so that's why we have to use that metric. So since they can't run the ball, the Rams, they're going to have to throw the ball, especially since Minnesota, and I'll get to this in a minute, they're going to score on them. So Minnesota scores points, but Minnesota does not defend the pass all that well. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 teams in the NFL have given up more passing yards to the quarterback position this season than Minnesota. The thing all those 5 teams have in common is they've all played 7 games. Minnesota, they've only played 6. That's not fair. All right? It's not fair to Minnesota.
Passing yards per game.
Yes, they could give up even more yards than all those teams. So they will have 7 games played. I think they will be the second worst team in that metric tonight after tonight's over, because I think Stafford is just going to just throw the ball over the field. The other thing is the receivers. He's going to get cut back. I heard he might get Puka back. I doubt it, though. They always do that shit.
I'd be shocked if Puka plays tonight.
They always do that with, he could. No, he can't. He's not going to do that. Well, here's the thing. You could pair him with a guy called Cooper Kupp, who's going to be back. You could get his receptions. One team in the NFL is giving up more receptions to wide receivers. The reason I say receptions over receiving yards is because the Vikings blitz a lot, and Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford know how to play that game. They'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? It'll be short passes, blah, 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 all the way down the field. So 6 catches kind of sounds like a lot, but when you're talking about those two, it's not at all. I think you're going to need to go higher than 6 catches. So I did that in an SGP. That's why I keep saying that, but I'll get you a number real quick.
Well, if you want me to just give you my pick, it's Cooper Kupp over 7.5 receptions for plus one.
Yep.
160, 150 odds.
Yeah, that's the move. Yeah. Okay. I was spitting, dude. I was about to steal your shit.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let you.
50 at Bally. That's a joke, dude. Plus 148 at FanDuel. So you can do it there too.
Yeah. I actually took over 6.5, but I got a better price than what's currently offered. So for the show, we'll price the FanDuel at 8+. I mean, you took a lot of my notes. The only thing that I'll add is that if people are going to be scared off by the fact that Cooper Kupp's coming back, like he missed a bunch of time with an injury last year, we almost saw this exact same thing where he missed the first 4 games with a hammy injury. He missed all of training camp, all of preseason with that same hammy injury. In his first game back, he had 8 receptions on 12 targets. He played over 90% of the snaps. And that was with a healthy Puka Nacua on the other side of the field. I would be shocked if Puka plays. I'm not expecting him to play. And as you mentioned, the Rams are going to need a pass to keep up with the Vikings. In one game this year, Cooper Kupp had 21 targets and 14 receptions. Now, he probably won't blow up quite to that same level, but that just shows you like what can happen in a good game for Cooper Kupp. And according to DVOA, the Vikings have allowed the most receiving yards per game to opposing teams' number 1 wide receivers. Now, they don't have data on receptions. I don't know why you can give us yards, but you can't give us receptions. So that's a frustration point. But I'm guessing if they're giving up a lot of yards, they're probably also giving up a lot of receptions. They're one of only 2 teams that have allowed over 90 receiving yards per game to opposing number 1 wide receivers. And they've allowed the second most passing yards in general to wide receivers, and also the second most receptions, as you said. So
you know who gave up the most?
The Ravens.
The Detroit Lions is what I have my receivers, reception wise.
I was looking at yards.
Yeah, you're right. Reception wise, the Lions. And guess who had that 21 target? Yes, that game was against the 21 target, 14 reception game. That was the Lions.
Detroit Lions. That's right.
I just think that it's going to be a heavy involvement. Like I said, Stafford don't play. Like Stafford is a very good quarterback. He's a veteran. He's been to the puppet show. He's seen all the strings. You know what I mean? Like he just knows what to do. You can give him bums, and he could drive them down the field on you. Like I don't know that he's going to win Super Bowls with bums. I don't know he's going to beat anybody, but he's definitely going to score on you. He's been doing it his whole career, even with the Lions. Remember back in the day with the Lions, like. Dude, he could score points. It's just that they lost. You know what I mean? Like he was always good. Picture him now, just a smarter version of that with a Cooper Kupp that, you know what I'm saying? They seem like they're just in lockstep with each other. So if you don't want to throw 8+ receptions, I get it. But just know that, man, this is Cooper Kupp we're talking about. And it's a pass-rich environment. The Rams will not be able to just sit on the ball. They give it up to the running back on defense, and Aaron Jones will be able to move the ball on them, all right, on the ground. So once that happens, now Justin Jefferson's in play. Now the Vikings are moving the ball. Vikings are pissed off because of how they lost last week. That coach is not a joke. He will have them ready in Los Angeles tonight. So, like, there's just so many things that are in our favor for this. Like, the game script should just work out. The only thing we don't want to see happen is like they run back the opening kick, the Rams do, or something like some nonsense.
Something crazy.
Before the Vikings get points. But if we can get points out of the Vikings first, it's smooth sailing, dude.
Yeah, we just can't have Sam Darnold red zone turnovers. Like that's the killer.
Yeah. Which I'm glad about the running back there, because now you don't have to really lean on Sam.
Yeah. I mean, and he's, to be fair, he's been good. I also have another play on this one.
Oh, that's good.
Backing another receiver I'm taking Cooper Kupp, another guy you might have heard of, Justin Jefferson.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, decent player. I went 90 plus receiving yards for him. I got that at plus 120. He's been super consistent, like since week 1, which that game doesn't count. They beat the Giants. The Giants didn't even score points in that game. He's only hit the 90-yard mark twice and over 100 once, but he's never had less than 80 aside from that week 1 game. Second highest target rate in the NFL at 30.9%. But the thing that I like is if you look at the top 10 players in terms of target rate, he's got the second highest average depth of target. So like to me, so that number got nuked. What's plus 110, best plus 108, best offered price for 90 plus. I'd still take it. You give me plus money, I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
But if you look at all like I said, the top 10 players in target rate, he's got the second highest average depth of target. So to me, he's a yards guy as opposed to a receptions guy because he gets targeted down the field. He's second in the NFL yards per route run. He's third in first read target rate. And I like the fact that the Vikings, like you said, they're a good, smart coach, good offense. They move him all around the formation. Like he runs 65% of his routes on the outside, and he runs about 35% of them from the slot. So it's not like he's not one of those teams where if you look at their route tree, it's just like running the same pattern over and over again. It's like one of my biggest frustrations with the Eagles. If you look at AJ Brown, it's on the left side, it's only go routes. On the right side, it's only curl routes, and there's no creativity. That's not the case with Justin Jefferson. He's moved all around the field. And the Rams, like, they haven't given up a ton of passing yards. If you just look at like raw yardage, it's because teams haven't really needed to throw on them. It's because they've been missing Cooper Kupp for basically the entire season. But when teams decide to throw on the Rams, they have success. The Rams are allowing 4th most yards per route run, 2nd most yards per target, and the most yards per reception. So if you're telling me they give up big plays, that's obviously Justin Jefferson. So yeah, 90 plus receiving yards for Justin Jefferson. Those are the two that I had, Kupp and Jefferson.
I'll take that. So I got Stafford 250. You're on Kupp and Jefferson.
Yep.
I'll take that. I think we just did some pretty good work right there, dude.
I think we just won every single bet.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine losing a bet tonight, especially on that football game. Like, that's going to happen. So it looks like we've got, well, basically just you. I got one bet. Let's talk for like 40 minutes. I got one bet. Luka, 10 plus assists, plus 102. Christian Brown, 2 plus threes, plus 210. Dante, 4 plus assists, plus 195. Matthew Stafford, 250 plus passing yards, plus 110. Cooper Kupp, 8 plus receptions, plus 148. And Justin Jefferson, 90 plus receiving yards, plus 108.
It's a sexy looking card.
Yeah, that is, man. Like all those are going to hit. So I'm pretty excited about that. Again, I am definitely not done for the day. Like I said, I want to see some backup numbers. I'm done. It happens to me all the time. I see a plus 330 move, and I'm just like, what the hell is that? The guy nails it, and then now I only want to look for moves like that. So that does happen to me. But I mean, at the same time, I want to see some backups. I don't want to deploy all my units because I'm very conservative, with how many bets I have out at once. It's just always been a thing of me. So I don't want to use them all up. And I pretty much missed all the value on the opening stuff anyways. So like it's easy for me to just be like, all right, let me see if we can get clarity on starting lineups. And then let me see some backup bets because I think there's going to be a couple beatdowns tonight. And if I'm right, I would like to have those backups that are playing all those minutes that they weren't projected to, because those backups, guess what, dude? They could get it in their normal minutes.
They sure could.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's that. Well, all right, man. That's Jedi Modai on Twitter. You can find everything he does there. He has a ridiculous YouTube channel. It's the greatest YouTube channel I've ever seen in my life. He's also writing articles at Newsweek. So there's just a lot of content coming out of that Twitter profile. So follow him there. I'm at Slop Rules. I do the same thing. Content pumped out of that. So follow me on Twitter as well if you don't already. If not, or I'm sorry, if you do follow me on Twitter, but you're not following here, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just do it right now. Get the notifications on. Again, we're going live Monday through Friday to use the tools at OddsJam. So it's really good to get those notifications because some days we go live at 3. It happens, guys. You know what I mean? But thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. And I will talk to all of you tomorrow.